We're going to talk about 7 altcoins that look ready to absolutely pump. So hi everyone, welcome to the channel. If you are new, subscribe, hit the bell button, leave a like. On the screen, Learning Crypto, my company. Obviously, a lot of people are asking me how to learn, safe places to go, accredited education, right? Check it out. There's a price change coming, so I want to make you aware of it. So premium is going up in price. It is changing. Obviously, this is what you can get. So if you buy in now, you get £10 per month locked in. Daily analysis videos from myself. You get fundamental analysis from Operation Crypto, which I'll show you his channel in a minute. Private chats, trading rooms. We get an indicator as well. There's all kinds here. Dedicated Zooms, but you get me every day, every morning. It's great. Anyways, enough of that. But if you've not checked out Operation Crypto, this is his channel. Good fundamental stuff. Good information on products as well. Well, not products, projects essentially. Anywho, 7 coins that I think are going to go absolutely bananas. They're all on this little sticky note here. Now, the reason why I want to talk about this is because Bitcoin's forming a correction at the moment. I think it'll go a bit higher than what it currently is right now. I think that 52, 53k level is possible as a demand area, and then it might just kind of go down a little bit more. I don't think we've corrected enough. That's my overall opinion, not financial advice. When you look at the fact of the entire moves in history, it's not moved enough. It's dumped quite aggressively. It's pulling back up, but I do think we might go a little bit lower, which is good for this video because we're going to talk about the BTC pairs of 7 altcoins that look very tasty. Why do they look tasty, you may ask? There are support levels on a weekly time frame slot looking very, very tasty, which could change the dynamic of how things go with the dominance chart. We may actually get below 60% for the first time in ever. So, number 1, feel free to interact. Timestamps are obviously below for the lazy people there, but the first one is obviously Chainlink. The reason why I'm going with Chainlink first, once I get the thing out, where is it? Can't even find it. Chainlink BTC, there we go. So I've kind of already annotated this one a little bit, right? We need to go to the weekly time frame just to show you this, because when you look at overall growth procedure of this, it's got a long way to go from the previous alt season. I've been saying Chainlink is undervalued in the BTC pair for a while. We're now starting to form a very, very nice candle on the weekly time frame. But if we start looking at the fib levels of this impulse, we've pulled back and we hit the 786 on the nose, and I do think there's definitely gains here for the uptrend to continue. High, lower high, boom, off we go. Or higher low, sorry, get my blooming words out. It's an early morning today. I've had such a busy day anyways. Moving on. So when you look at this, we've obviously pulled back, as you can see by said arrows, which is always nice to see, but we've also tapped off it and we're starting to go quite cool. So maybe next week, boys and girls, we might well see a bit of a movement in Chainlink. So that's number 1, the obvious simple one. I've covered that one before. The next one's actually GRT. You're probably thinking, okay, cool, let's have a look at it. So again, if we look a little bit lower, had a monster move, we're pulled back, and we've literally just about turned on the 618 levels in and around where this region is. It's been quite a move essentially. But when you start thinking, where can we go from this? So this was quite a big retracement. It's like a 52% move downwards from that high. Quite a big aggressive dip essentially. And people always talk about, how do I buy dips? Well, get on the weekly time frame, get a Fibonacci on there, look at key levels and just put your orders in. Simple as that, really. And this is like a prime example of boom, off we go, son. It works. But when we start looking at gains of this, well, what can happen if we look at current pricing right now? Up to that top level, it's a 59% move. But there's obviously going to be extension levels up here as well. Could be a monster move. And when you start thinking of the facts of, like, it's not even fully out yet, could be quite interesting to see. But again, we've been talking about dips and areas of where to buy and strategic buy-in levels. This is another one that looks pretty promising. That could do pretty well in the next coming weeks. Fingers crossed. The next one, again, we're going to go for an obvious one. Why not? Because they all look good. It's Ethereum. Why Ethereum, Ash? You're probably thinking. Well, this is the most, in my opinion, the most obvious, right? We've had a monster aggressive impulse up. Go to the 3-day chart, you can see it in more detail. If you go to the weekly time frame, it looks as obvious as the said bollock hanging out, you know, as I always describe as. When we start thinking, well, Fibonacci levels on this, well, again, 618 levels have been tapped. We've tapped off. And if you've been following me on Twitter, follow me on Twitter, by the way, I put this chart out of a week ago now, saying that keep an eye on this level, and we've hit it. Hit the level. We've now got a nice bullish candle appearing on the weekly time frame. If I zoom in, you'll see it. There we go. Look at that. Lovely, lovely jubbly. It's looking pretty good, and we may well see an upward move towards this level here, which would be the key breakout. We have not been above this level fully in a closed weekly candle since, I think it was July 2018, or maybe August. It's a long time ago. So if you're thinking gaps, boom, this could be the catalyst, the mover. And again, yeah, it's an uptrend. It's coming. Higher low, hello. Cool. And a higher high there. Come on, how can you not get excited, man? Anyways, the next one, covered it yesterday, funny enough. Didn't do very well that video because I had a little Binance tutorial in it. It always happens. But we need to look at AVE. Again, same situation. This is the candle now. It's appearing to zoom back up again. It's looking quite good. So again, market level structure, look at that, it's just beautiful. I don't have to put many lines on that chart. If I wanted to, by the way, if I wanted to, I could do this, I suppose. I can just put a one here too. Why not? Make it nice and easy. But again, this is another big move potentially on the horizon here. If you're a fan of AVE, you could be looking at maybe 130% move top side. If it goes to these highs and these body closures, 60%. Add that on the price. Not bad, is it, realistically, if Bitcoin stays stable, but I do think Bitcoin's going to come down a little bit. And if it is, and a word on alt season, if it's slow, if it's gradual, if it's obviously kind of trickling down, these will fly. Alt season will be in full flow. The next one, I mentioned this one not too long ago neither, when we start thinking about undervalued top coin assets with good fundamentals. Avalanche. Avalanche is another one, it's relatively new as well. If you go down to the 2-day chart, you can see here how aggressively it's coming down, but it's found a level of support. It's found a level where we could be finding that next level of movement essentially. If we look at this again, look at that, 618 levels on the nose, off we go, my friend, you know, and that's in the USD pair. If we flip this over to the BTC pair, just to kind of show you how this one will work, it's the same situation. This is a beautiful thing about charting analysis. Look at that. You know, this has been very much dynamic with it. So keep an eye on it. It's looking very, very good, very, very tasty on both sides of the coin here. But as I say, Bitcoin needs to remain nice and stable. It needs to remain steady. It also needs to be slow and gradual and not cause dumps, which causes panic. So for me, that looks pretty awesome in my opinion, looking quite good. So for me, it's definitely looking quite nice, tasty. Overall opinion, not financial advice here, but a lot of coins, you've probably noticed a trend here. On the BTC pairs, have had a massive in swing, they've had a massive pullback, you know, massive impulse. So keep an eye on it. A lot of these coins look very, very good. A one that I've mentioned as well a lot of times recently is RSR. A lot of fundamental news is coming in March, apparently. Elon Musk even tweeted about it recently as well, which is kind of interesting. But when we start looking at this, we may well be looking at the next move forward coming up very, very soon. It's not as obvious, this chart, because it's been consolidating below this level. This level has been holding it back for ages, and I've mentioned this a few times now. And when it breaks above it, it could be very, very interesting as a move. But when we start thinking, well, where can this go? Once it finds a level, it may well reverse. So but you need to be patient with this one. This could be very, very interesting to see where this one actually does go. But if we're looking from this low to this high maybe, we've obviously found a level here. We've been consolidating and pushing and trying, but it's been failing. But we may well be having that liquidity grab now to get it sent from this point, which could be very, very interesting moving forward. Next one, and the last one, and I've not mentioned this one for a while, is Yearn Finance. Now, why Yearn Finance? Well, you're probably thinking, well, why not? In my opinion, it's still looking pretty interesting. It's not looking great, but I think there's opportunity here with the DeFi world when you start thinking about it. When you look at this and you start thinking, well, where can this go? Well, it's in a downtrend, but eventually it will turn around. Look at like the 2-day chart, you can just see it gradually just grinding. But we found a low here and it's not went lower. And that's the important thing. If we're looking at market structure here and we're going all the way across essentially, from essentially that level here, it's held. It's held an important level, and this could be the time where it returns back. When you look at the RSI, it's level, whereas the price action's gone lower. So that's an important level too. When we start thinking though, where's it been in terms of BTC values? Obviously been pretty low. If we go from this high down to this low, essentially we've obviously pulled up, rejected this level, went back down. We've not pulled up yet, so we could be looking at a monster move here potentially in the BTC pairings, and that could be a monster move if that does retrace that entire drop. Obviously the previous hype of the last alt season, that's a big move, and that's only to the 618 levels, which is kind of important. Going up even higher could be a 600% move on Yearn Finance, which is huge in the BTC pair. So it's undervalued as hell, and we found the level of support again. So we're talking alt seasons here. I've been talking about it for ages, I've been bullish on it for ages, but now I've reaffirmed it even more, knowing that all of these charts here are in low levels. So dollar cost averaging, these are low. If you got Bitcoin and you're happy to use a percentage of that to get some altcoins, a lot of these pairs are in great positions for a potential run. Support levels should be bought. They are all, apart from a few, are pretty much in uptrends. They're just on a pullback. But those pullbacks have now found support, as I say. Next move could be the next high. Very interested to see what happens there. So, if you like this video, let me know. Leave a like. I am live tomorrow. Don't forget to check out the links below. Obviously, learning crypto and stuff like that. And I'll see you again tomorrow for a live.